yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to 100.9 FM. This is KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. It is Wednesday, 5 p.m. We are live at 5. This is the show. If you haven't tuned in with the show before, this is one of the only native sports talk shows in the area. And we cover a lot of ground around this area, and even on Facebook and YouTube, so anybody can really listen in. But here on the show, we like to talk about our local Winnebago Indians and our local student athletes and local coaches and former student athletes. We try to talk all sports here on this show here. Yeah. I am your host, Coach Q, and right here, BLUV.
What's up, y'all? What's up?
BLUV is in the house, and today we got BLUV. We have a really kind of full show today. We got 3 segments today. First segment, we have Coach Nick Santos is with us today right now. So say what's up, Nick.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Appreciate you having me again.
Yeah. And I told you before, we're probably gonna have you up here a lot. You're the main man down there at the Winnebago Public School when it comes to information about our student athletes. I believe that's what your one of your titles is down there. That you're the public relations director down there.
Yep.
And so I'm really happy to have you up here in the booth. You're also a track coach, and you also coach football. And then also a lot. I see you're like a professional photographer sometimes too.
Yeah. Try to be.
Yeah. And so just appreciate you, Coach Nick, for all you do for the kids down there at the Winnebago Public School. And then also appreciate you for coming up here and also sharing all the information you have with us that you have from the Winnebago Public School. So Coach Nick's gonna fill us in all about what's going on here in the springtime. Man, the weather got really good, so it is track season, it's golf season, it's esports season. Coach Nick's gonna kind of give us a rundown of all that. But later on the show, BLUV, in the second segment, we have a set of twins coming to see us.
Yeah.
And from Omaha Nation, Desma and Daylene, or Daylene and Desma. I don't know which one goes first, out of the sequence of names, how they call them. But the Walker twins are going to be joining us today and kind of giving them the microphone for a little bit. We've been following them for 4 years.
Yeah.
And so they're senior year, and they got some really good information, some good news for the listeners and anybody else that's been following them. So they're going to be coming in here shortly as we're interviewing Coach Nick. And then to end the show, this past weekend, all the way out in, I think it was Spokane, Washington, they had this big tournament, 84 teams, Battle of the Nations.
Men's tournament, men's and women's tournament.
And they try to take teams from their nation out there, and we have the MVP from that tournament with us, and he's going to join us at the end of this and tell us all about the tournament too. Our very own from here in Winnebago, Duke.
He's not Ho Chunk Nation, but no. I think he played with the Crows.
He plays with the Comanche Nation.
Comanche Nation, yeah.
And they Comanche Nation, they won the whole tournament out there. 84 teams, BLUV. Think how big that tournament bracket looks.
Yeah.
And then come out on top, and then bringing home the MVP award. Now, so I definitely Duke's got some stories for us about this past weekend.
If he shares them, he's a little quiet guy.
He was honored to be asked to come on the show.
Nice.
He actually he drove, and so he drove back, and he just got back. I believe it was yesterday or last night or something like that. And when he got back, he sent me some pictures and stuff, and we'll share those. We'll share those later on the show.
Cool.
So, man, it already seems like it's going to be a good show. You know what I'm saying? So this is the part where we kind of give some early shout-outs. So think about your early shout-outs, guys. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys one of my early shout-outs. Okay? Good. I'm going to give an early shout-out to Darius Flemster, Booby. Man, I've been going to these track meets, and his time is flirting around with some of the best times that have been ever recorded here in Winnebago.
He's already got 2 of them.
He's got two that were
flips.
It was the 200,
200 and the 100.
And the 100.
He did get flips 100.
He got it.
What he run? Do you remember?
they're gonna look at it right now and check it out.
Right now.
But that's who I want to give a shout out to
Yeah.
because man, I went to the track meet yesterday. I went to the lat 2 last week, and man, I'm gonna tell you what, when it's they do the prelims first to qualify, and then they top 8, and they put the top 8 into finals later on in the meet. On those runs, he looks like he's just jogging. He knows he's gonna qualify. He's so fast, it doesn't even look like he's running hard.
Yeah.
But when he gets to the final, that's when you see him running like he's, like
Well,
somebody chasing him down.
We talked about it on the show last time we was up here. We just kind of because someone posted on Facebook, and I think it was his mom or Tons. She, giving props. And I think we touched on it, just saying because they posted his time, but we were both like, well, we thought from just being younger when Flip ran. That we remembered that he was. Well, hold on, I don't know if that was 10-6 what Flip ran his 100 in. We wasn't throwing us out. We were just like, hey, just make sure they, before they posting that, just to make sure it's right. That way everybody's, they're on board.
Keisha Snyder, talk to your pop. Tell him to call me. We're trying to get something down here about those times he had back in the day.
Yeah. Then if Booby did get his record, that record was what, 40 years old, 86.
Yeah.
40 years old.
Yeah.
Then maybe we get Booby on there too.
Yeah, that'll be a great one. Get them both on here.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Hey, pass that torch.
Hey, I got a quick little snap from my boy Kenny Boy. He said I told him about trying to get him on the show in a couple of weeks. He says he's checking the schedule. You should know by tomorrow. Golf meets popped up this week for a couple of 9-hole matches with schools. Got to see the dates, but he said otherwise he's down.
All right, sounds good.
He's down. He'll try to get KJ up here too. So
yeah, no, that'll be great. That'll be an interview that we've been waiting for too.
yeah.
So I just found the results. Booby ran 11:03.
And 03.
100.
Okay, so he's still short of Flips. Flip ran 10-6.
Yeah, 10-6.
It's on the wall down there.
So they, so like for the hand times, they
Okay.
take a certain amount of seconds off
Okay.
between those two times. I think it's like 0.24 seconds.
Okay.
I think Flip ran like an 11 or a 10-7 something.
Okay.
So just with those new rules, Booby has that record laser timed.
If that's
Okay.
if that's
And that's
the
still
case,
cool.
if that's the case, they need to go back and look at some of my times. BLUV. Well then,
We
hey.
done, and thanks for tuning in, everybody.
On that note, no, hey, so BLUV, early shout out. Any early shout outs?
Okay. Early shout out. I think you're gonna do the same one as just want to say wish my mom Janet Bass a happy birthday. I don't know how old she's turning or how young she's turning, but I just want to say happy birthday, Mom. I love you. And my other one is we touched on it last time we was here. I was giving we just talked about KJ and Kenny Boy, but I said Kenny Boy shared a bunch of stuff on Facebook yesterday, I believe it was. KJ got from Bancroft Rosalie Panther School all the stuff's in the end of the year stuff, and he ended up getting a second team all state from all state all the way around. So he was the only player of the 10, top 5 and the second 5. He was the only player out of the 10 players that didn't make the state tournament. Everybody else was on teams that made the state tournament. So he was on the outside looking in, but he played well enough to open some coaches' eyes and schools' eyes and whatever. And they honored him with giving him second team all state.
And so those all state awards, those are all classes combined. Is that correct?
No, it's just Class D.
Class D.
Yeah. I don't think I don't know if I don't think he made like the super state.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what it was, a super state.
I hear you.
Yeah. So, but that's for his class. I think Bancroft was D2 this year.
Man, congratulations, KJ. We've all been watching him, grow up and play ball, and just gets better and better every season, And then with the work that I know that he puts in, his pops talks about all the time, and with his other coaches, with his travel coaches and school coaches, and here in Winnebago, his coaches, all those guys, KJ puts in so much work. He deserves that.
Yeah.
He really does. He deserves
does.
that,
Yeah.
And the future looks really bright for that young man.
He
So
got one more year of high school. That's what's crazy
Yeah.
too. So those are my early shout outs.
okay, well, hey, I'm gonna just piggyback off of your shout out too. Say happy birthday to moms. I know that right after we get done here, we're both heading out to the casino for mom's birthday party. So happy birthday, Ma. We love you, and yeah, we wouldn't miss your birthday for anything.
Yep.
So we'll be out there. All right, Coach Nick, how about you? Got any early shout outs?
I'd say shout out to Adam James. We actually just came back from the Cougar Invite, and he ran a great meet. He looked like his head was about to explode. He was hot. He was tired. So shout out to him for putting on a great meet.
Yeah, I was there too. That was good. I got to talk to Coach Adam a little bit too. You know, kind of come up behind me. I'm used to this guy right here. You know, if I'm not around, come up here and kind of touch my rear side like that. And hey, what are you doing? I thought that was Buff. I was like, what are you doing down here? But then as Adam James, I was like, come on, I gotta spend too much time in Winnebago here. Coach Adam, crazy guy.
In the old days.
Yeah. I know. Hey, I know you guys miss him too, man. He's just a crazy guy. He still seems so young, but he's old cats, B. Because like all those guys, they're all starting to get their gray hair and stuff like that. Like, you know, but man, we've been there for a while now. So even though these guys looking like unks, you know, those guys still their unks.
Yeah, those guys choker status.
Yeah. All right, hey, Coach Nick, let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Some Winnebago Indians and Lady Indians sports, man. You were just talking about seeing Coach Adam down there at the track meet, so we might as well just go right into track. Let's talk a little bit about track.
So, like I said, Darius has that 100 record now with a time of 11.03.
Mm-hmm.
And then the following meet, he broke the 200 record with a time of 22.79.
22.79.
And then following meet, the Ivan Kremke invite, Kimmy Stover, freshman, actually broke the girls 400 meter record with a time of 1 minute 6 seconds or 6.06 seconds.
Wow. That was the 400 you said?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Okay.
one time round.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, congratulations to both of those guys, man. For I watched them do it too. You know, I was at the track meets watching from outside, and yeah, you know, I'm really surprised, but I can really say I'm really proud of, you know, still being a Winnebago Indian fan, because this year I believe this is a record year of individuals out for track.
Oh, yeah.
Because I believe it's 39.
Ooh, no, it is. We took head count today, and we are at 46.
46.
Yep.
So 46 people on the track team, bro. You know, and you think back when, like, back in the day, we only had 46 people in high school, I don't think.
I don't think so.
If so, it's just barely over that.
My graduating class back in 90 was 14, I think.
We had 10 in 91. Yeah, we had 10, and just me and Jules were the only boys in 91. So,
That's right, yeah.
But now we got, you know, graduating classes are like 50 to 60 kids now, you know.
And hey, let me back up. Let me back you up, bro. You and Jules are the only ones you graduated senior year,
Yeah,
and you was runner up in homecoming king.
yeah. Jules knows that.
And Jules didn't go out for football. Come on, man. Who's doing the voting back then? Don't want to talk about it.
Stupid people. And I just playing. Me and Juju knows what's up about that, man.
Oh man, he was at a higher fade back then.
Yeah. He had a cooler fade that week or something, got more votes or something. Yeah, BLUV.
Oh man, bro, good. Continue,
I
man.
don't even know where we're at.
It should come up.
No, Coach Nick was talking, you interrupted him ever so rudely.
Yeah,
right.
So 46 kids out. I think we got a great group. You know, it's a long season. You know, it's a grind. I mean, we are on track. We are on meet number 5 tomorrow, in about 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
And I mean, we have another 2 tomorrow. This group, I think this group's really fun to coach. You know, they keep things interesting. You know, you say 46 kids, that's 46 different personalities.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, they keep
Yeah.
things interesting. I think just and I think they all have fun on the track. You know, it might not be for everybody. Not everybody wants to run as fast as they can for 10 seconds or run 2 miles or throw a heavy ball. So I mean, I'm glad they come in every day and put in the work. Just kind of looking at some of our standouts this year. Obviously, Darius, he's had a great year. We kind of put him through the ringer yesterday. He's done high jump all year. He ran a 100, ran the 100 finals, 200 finals, and ran the 4x4. He's showing up every day, showing up every meet, putting in the work. So I'm really impressed with him. Then like another standout we have is Gianna Grant. She's a high flyer, man. I believe she's placed at every meet in the high jump this year. She's kind of getting closer to peak form. We're kind of hoping she gets closer to that towards the end of the year more. You know, we kind of have that discussion with her, like, I don't need you to jump 5'3" in the middle of March. You know, we need it at districts and we need it at state, and that's when it's gonna matter.
If I remember right, Gigi, she's a senior.
She's a junior.
She's a junior this year.
Yep.
Do you got since you've been placing a lot in that high jump, do you have a school record for that too?
Oh yeah, she set the school record last year at 5'2".
She set the school record
Yep.
already.
She has the school record for high jump and triple jump.
Oh, okay, heck yeah.
She set the triple jump record her freshman year. Her and Angelo Jones actually they broke the triple jump record for boys and girls at the same meet.
Wow.
You gotta remember too, because like sometimes that sounds kind of like, I don't know, you know, but not too many people really went out for track.
Yeah.
You know, in the past to do that, and then the ones that do, they don't really go out for. They don't. There's a selected few that I can even think off the top of my head that was elite enough to make the state tournament, let alone place at the state tournament or the state track meet. You know, so like a lot of these, you know, a lot of times when people are going off for track and stuff, you know, they're competing with themselves a lot and not competing for that district championship or, you know, nothing like that, you know, unless, I mean, we know about them, you know, we know about them. But now that there's a lot more of these kids going out for track, you can put them in all different kind of stuff,
I mean,
you know?
it does make sense too, because I mean, who had the triple jump record prior to that? I never even heard triple jump until about 10 years ago, you know. So I mean, I wasn't a track guy. That's what we were talking about earlier before you interrupted. But you said, you talked about, you know, a whole bunch of people going out for track, and back when we went out, I think I went out just to get out of school. I went out and then, you know, then we just do I think we called it the fat boy relay or something.
Yep.
What do they call it now?
Throwers relay.
The throwers relay, they call it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's all big fellas?
Yeah.
Yep.
Really? Yeah, because I remember we did that. I mean, we didn't. I just called it that because it was the bigger guys on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, I was only 180 pounds back then, but I guess I was a bigger guy. But it was like Suge and Gil and I think Bubba Dave or something like that. We ran that out
Hey,
there.
nowadays, when they run that one, they had some kids dressed up in Halloween costumes running it.
Yep.
At a track meet?
Yeah.
A school track meet?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And then one of these guys had a softball bat for a baton.
Yep.
The other one had a tiki torch for a baton. It was like a for fun thing, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Did they medal though?
They give medals out.
For that event?
Yeah, they don't give points out for that one though.
Oh, okay.
No
good.
team
That's-
points.
That's probably
Okay.
that's probably for a crowd pleaser or something.
Yeah.
So who's on that squad?
We don't have a throwers team this year.
Oh,
Hey,
really?
man, I would have thrown Docs out there. I would have thrown Patrick out there.
I see. What's his name too? Is he out for track? Chris? Big
No.
Chris?
No.
He could be throwing a shot in discus. He doesn't want to go out.
Uh-uh.
Oh wow, man, this guy.
Yeah. But hey, let's give him the mic.
Oh, my bad,
Quit
bro.
interrupting him, man. Come on.
Another one of our standouts, Melvin. He's kind of trying to get back to peak form. You know, him and Adarius, they had a really, really close chance at state last year, and like right now, we're just trying to get Melvin back to that form.
Yep.
Another couple of ones we have are Rakim and Rockman.
Who's them guys?
I think this is Rakim's first year doing track since, is it junior high or did he do track in junior
Yeah.
high?
He did only 1 year in junior high.
So this is his first year back, and I think he's adapted well. It's a whole different level of competition, you know, from probably what he's used to. Like, team sports are one thing, but like going out there and lining up with 10 other people and trying to beat 10 other people, that's a whole different level of competition.
Yep.
And I mean, he does a good job. He tries. I think it's nice for him and Adarius to have each other to push each other now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that's a good competition for them in practice, and you know, I mean, Louis can kind of feel him nipping at his heels a little bit.
Yeah.
Who, Rock or Kimi? Which one?
Kimi.
Kimi. Who's faster are those two if you line them both up, Rock and Kimi?
Rock and Kimi, they ran in the same. I think they ran a 400 in the same heat, and Kimi won. That was after Rock ran the mile though.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Beat him by a little bit.
Well, just because, I mean, I watch them play tons of basketball, and
Yep.
it's just like they're both fast as heck, but watching them play ball and watching Rock fly around on defense, I'm just like, I wonder what would happen if you lined them up on the starting line and see what would happen. So I have to make my way to one of these track meets one of these times, but some of us work, so I can't be doing that.
You know, I was talking to Coach Nick about this before. You know, that the speed that they have on the team this year. That he was talking about, you know, about Melvin. Melvin's, you know, in football season, Melvin looked like he was just trotting down the sideline, but he was burning everybody, you know. And then you got BLUV, you got Melvin running, you got Rock, you got Raheem. Throw those guys into a 4x100.
At least try ones, yeah.
Well, they threw 3 of them into a 4x4 yesterday, and they did pretty good.
So
they
it's,
did pretty good.
It was Rock, Kimi, Booby, and Noah.
Yep.
Noah Robinson Worm.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We were kind of hoping for the school record on that one. Time to beat was a 3:45, and I think we got a 3:49.
Yeah.
Wow, that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and those guys are fast. You know what they should do? They should go back to the old school BLUV. Remember Dallas Ross used to make the football players run that hill all the time? Dude, track season, make those boys just on that relay team just run that hill for a half hour, man.
Yeah.
You can't. There's
Well, I
a fence-
mean,
fence
let's
there
say-
now.
Find a hill.
Oh, okay.
H Sandy's to build us a hill.
That's it. Without giving away too much, kind of our approach this year has just been like less is more. Like I'd much rather have you run a really good 100 or 5 really good starts in practice rather than just run until you're dog tired. So I remember we had like, you know, I mean that's different from years past. We had a kid who was like trying to get her mark for long jump, and she was like, I'm not leaving until I get this right. I was like, yeah, we don't do that anymore. It's like, you know, come back, try again tomorrow, you know, hope for a better day, hope for a better result.
Yeah. Refresh, clear your head a little bit, because you get frustrated if you can't do it, then
Yeah.
you're just gonna make it worse. So.
So I'm like, you know, with us this year, we were like, we'd much rather get good reps out of you and then shut it down rather than
Oh yeah.
keep going and going and going and trying to build off of it, you know, just because, you know, just modern science, you know, that you see it doesn't work like that.
Yeah. You see that? I see it at like a little different routine with some of these young guys. Is they'll get done with practice, and then they'll just go straight down to the gym. You know, like Movie, Rock,
Yeah.
and a couple of those boys. They kind of bring their friends down, and you know they're go down to they start lifting.
Yeah.
You know, they don't feel like going home yet.
Yeah.
Exactly, that happened yesterday.
Yep.
Rock, you guys got back from the track meet. You know, Raheem came home, and then probably about an hour and a half later, then Rock and Booby come walking in. It was like, hey, where are you guys? What you guys do? We just felt like we need to go to the weight room or something like that. So, you know, that's good though. You know, that's good. And I think a lot of those athletes, boys and girls, they kind of follow that kind of lead too. You know, get in
And
the weight room.
like you say, like younger guys. To me, like, you know, I kind of see these guys really. So like, you know, like Rock, Booby, Raiden. You know, they're a little bit older. I see them as a little bit older, so they're a little bit more physically developed. So their bodies can withstand that, like going to a full track meet and then going to get lifted. You know,
Yeah.
their bodies are tuned to it. They, you know, it's used to it. But like you say, take like a freshman who just ran, you know, a 400 and 800 and did a field event. Their bodies are not going to be attuned enough, are not going to be developed enough that they can sustain a lift after that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, less is more. Like, you know, every athlete's different, and we got to find what works for them. And that's just kind of the challenge with coaching, is seeing what people's different thresholds are.
Yep. Well, hey, well, let's move on into went from track. You know, I'm really happy, really proud of Winnebago's track team. Before we change, Winnebago got 7th place yesterday. They actually placed tonight, and they weren't like way down at the bottom right there. The team did a good job on scoring points. Every point counted, and they beat a lot of like local teams that were around that showed up there. So congratulations to the track team, along with all the people that competed, and then the guys that all medaled too. Congratulations, guys.
Yeah, that is really nice. Just having like a different set of guys now, because we have sprinters, we have distance guys. Because in years past, we would be really, really good at field events. Like by the time we finished field events, we'd be like top 4, top 5, and then we would just kind of fall off throughout the day. And now it's nice to kind of see where we stack with those other teams after field events. Like,
totally
how many
agree.
points can our sprinters score? How many points can our relay teams get? So, that's been really fun to watch.
Yeah, totally agree. And it's gonna be still got about a month or so, like you said, into the season. So still got a lot of track.
Yep.
Still got a lot of time to train. Get those guys into competition ready training. So. Well, hey, let's move on to the next one. Then I know that esports heard they're doing pretty good this year.
Yep. So the esports team is actually the Mario Kart team actually qualified for NSE State this coming weekend.
Oh yeah.
So that team is Josiah Morgan, Aiden Little George, Kenny Neiman, Leo Holstein, and Jerry Earth.
No, Mario Kart, bro. Mario Kart state tournament, bro. Like for real, like remember back in the day, Mario Kart on the Wii. Remember we got the Wii. And anyway, man, times have changed, and we have some esports state champs here at the school, man. And man, these guys right here for Mario Kart, that must be fun. Get out there and competing like that. Me and BLUV, we used to play video games all the time against each other. This guy's a sore loser right here.
Bulls versus Blazers was the way one we played back in the day.
This guy's a sore loser. He get beat. He used to kick the TV over,
Spit on
the TV.
So it only happened once.
Punch me up. I'd be over there crying halfway.
That happened a lot.
That happened a lot.
Yeah, it's nice that we have something different to offer.
Yeah.
Those kids that may not want to do stuff year round. I mean, because G Boy, he does golf, but I mean, it's nice that there's something else that he can fill his time with.
Yeah. And then he works over at Sweet Things too.
Free plug.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
That one time Quinch brought up the Wii. We're at now. Just quick story, real quick. Change
This
something.
ain't even about sports.
it is too, because we were trying to play sports.
Oh yeah.
I think was it a baseball game?
It was that home run derby.
It was a home run derby. So we were all up there Christmas Eve or something like that. We were all up there doing that and playing it. I don't know what Quince was trying to do. He really wound up and tried to swing here. My mom had she had a loose rug on it. Quince's foot hit on that. His whole thing spun, his whole body spun around, just landed on the ground, made that whole thing about shut off and everything, where he just fell flat on his back. That was just about 3 years ago.
Press that crickets button.
You ever heard that? Quince?
Oh man, that was that home run derby, man. That was
That was wild.
That was wild. Eggnog.
I think it got on video.
Yeah. So there's a blessing coming up on Friday, and I believe it is at 3:10 p.m. That's kind of like right before our school gets out. But they're gonna have a blessing. They're gonna do a blessing for this esports team, so they can go down. They're going out to Doane College. Where's that at?
Is it in Seward?
Seward?
I think it's in Seward.
And that's where they're gonna be holding the state. What do you call it? State tournament?
Yep.
The state competition down there in esports. Myself, I'm an old gamer from back in the day. We used to play video games, down at the Mary Mart, down at the Sweet Lodge, Tempest, Dig Dug, all those ones like that, And so to see that turn into this and become a state champion or a possible state champion, that is just so awesome. Hey, tell you girls. So, but
yeah, esports state, it's if you've never been, it's quite a sight. They have all these kids up on stage. They have all these monitors. They have it pulled up they have the live stream pulled up on the big screen.
Yeah.
It's, something different from if you've never seen anything like it.
Yeah, some of these schools really get into it. They have like a big show in their gym and stuff like that, and they have the spotlights and stuff like that. Anyway, they kind of get carried away. Hint, hint, we kind of need to get carried away sometimes too. Our PR guy's going to hook it up. So, but yeah, I want to say good luck. Good luck to the esports team. You guys come back with some hardware, and no matter what, the show is gonna be proud of you guys.
Yep.
And definitely gonna be trying to get you guys on. Okay, so competition is on Saturday. The tournament starts on Saturday at 9 o'clock in the morning. So if you guys are followers of the school, the Winnebago Public Schools website or their Facebook page, they'll have all the information about the state tournament down there in Doane. So all right, so last one, we got a little bit of golf right here. Now maybe you can kind of fill us in on the golf squad.
So they haven't done a whole lot. They haven't got to hit the course too much this year. They're about 2 meets in. First one was when they were kind of coming back from All West, so they didn't have a full squad then. I think that one was G-Boy, Prince. I think OC might have golfed. I don't think OC golfed that one actually. I don't think his. And then I think it was Boston Thomas. G-Boy actually took ninth that one, so that was good for him. I was texting with Kenny a little bit earlier today. I think they only took G-Boy in Boston today.
Okay.
Said the weather wasn't great there. Not the best day for the boys, but luckily enough, they got some time to redeem themselves tomorrow.
That's good. Yeah, a lot of golf meets kind of happen right there in the springtime too.
Yep.
When it gets better out.
Yeah, like I said, Kenny just reached out to me. Said he got like 5 of them scheduled here shortly. I mean, in the near future.
Yep.
So definitely after a few of those golf meets, when we get Kenny on, he'll kind of fill us in on that.
Yeah.
But I'll just wanted to make sure and mention the names of the golf player or the players on the golf team. And you sent me this earlier: Jerry Earth, Alan Clay, Prince Pear, OC Earth, Boston Thomas, and DeAndre Elkshoulder.
Yep.
So I just want to make mention of those young men's names.
Cool.
Because it is springtime and it's boys golf season. So, Coach Nick, man, that's about a half hour's worth of information. You have anything else you want to add on to that before we move on to the next segment?
Track and golf meets tomorrow. Esports State this weekend. Come out and support. If you can't make it down to Doane, I'm almost sure there's going to be a live stream. Also, Bethany has it pulled up. Shout out to Coach Welsh. Got his SBSAA championship football, and is that a plaque commemorating his Coach of the Year award?
Yeah, and that pen's never gonna get used. Yeah, congratulations, Coach Dusty, on getting your football trophy for your office. Good stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Coach Nick Santos. Thank you, bro, for coming up here and sharing our information about the youngsters that are in spring sports right now. And until the next time, appreciate you, bro.
Yep, appreciate you guys having me.
Right.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to 100.9 FM. This is KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. You are listening to another episode of the show. That was just on our schedule. That was Nick Santos, PR person for the Winnebago Public School. Really appreciate his information, BLUV.
Yep. He always has that for us.
Yeah, and then stepping to the microphone with us today. Need a drum roll, BLUV.
And don't adjust your TV sets.
Yeah, don't adjust your TV sets. You're not seeing double.
You're not seeing double.
But today we have, okay, I'm going to get this right now, okay? It's either Desma and Daylene, or is it Daylene and Desma?
Desma, Daylene. It's the other way.
The other way? No, she said Daylene. The other. No, I didn't want to get that wrong. Me a lot of times, Daylene and Desma and Daylene Walker, the Walker twins from Omaha Nation, say, "What's up, ladies?"
Hi. Hello.
Okay, so we're not gonna try to put you on a spot and ask you any questions to kind of you'd be like, "Oh, what am I gonna say?" We want to hear a story.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all you want to do. We just want you to tell us a story for the listeners. Okay.
And think about it as just chilling, like if we're a couple of the girls.
Yeah. Think of him like that. You think of me as Coach Q. I'm here trying to do an interview.
I'm trying to get them to loosen up. Is what I'm saying.
No, so I want to try to do this intro kind of right, So, like the last 3-4 years, we've been doing this sports show, and since we started, it was just an idea we had. We had an idea. We were all sitting there talking about, ideas about the radio station. A sports show came up. Was like, hey, we should try something like that, and so we start having these different ideas of how we're going to put this sports show together. Who we're going to get on here to talk, who we're going to interview, and then it just went from a small idea to, man, we got Santee's state tournament team in here on their way to Lincoln. They stopped in for an interviewed the coaches and some of their key players. The Walt Hill Blue Jays came through on their state tournament time, and they came through and gave us all their stuff, interviews. We had.
And we was ready for you guys too.
Yeah. No, we were really preparing because because we were thinking that you guys were going to make it down Lincoln. I know you guys thought that too, so we were happy to follow.
Yeah.
We were happy to follow. And then Omaha Nation even asked us to come down and do extra games on there live. So that was an honor for us to do. And I was glad that we were the ones that got to cover it. So anyway, we've been covering you girls and your team for the last 4 years, and every season we were saying the same things that probably your entire community was saying is like, oh, this is the year, this is the year, But throughout those 4 years, it wasn't just about basketball. A lot of times that's what came up on our sports show was about basketball. But we also talked about you girls during volleyball season. We also talked about you girls during the powwow season. So we, a lot of our listeners, they kind of know you girls already. Maybe they haven't even met you, So so today, we wanted an opportunity for you girls to kind of tell us a story. And so it doesn't have to be necessarily about sports. It could be, but we want to know how your journey was, and for the listeners out there, these young ladies right here, I think it was about 4 or 5 years ago, experienced a tragic loss in their family. They lost their pops, and ever since then, I've been noticing both you girls, every post you guys have, are all positive posts on your Facebook, and they all are geared towards making your dad proud. So that's kind of where we're at right here. And so we want you guys to kind of take some of the microphone time and kind of tell your story, and you guys can figure out who wants to go first, and then the other one you guys can talk at the same time. However you want to do it.
Yeah.
However you want to do it. We just want to know your story.
Yeah, whatever you guys want to share. It don't have to get all crazy, or you guys want to take it back to hurtful feelings or anything like that. Hurtful times. So just kind of however you guys want to do it. Just kind of, because like I said, like Quint said, the whole listeners, we all kind of watch you guys grow up from high school. And when I was like, I know those two girls, they're tall and real big, and just. And then you guys know my grandbaby Cassidy. She's a freshman this year, and I was like, when she was in 8th grade, we watched you guys play Bancroft once. You guys were putting it to them. And I said, Cass, next year you're gonna have to play against some girls, and she just kind of made a look on her face like, oh. But I was just like, but that's how you get good, This guy here, where'd he go? He dip out on us?
No, he
Okay. That guy here, one of the baddest guys, one of the baddest ball players around here. So that's kind of how you guys, they look at you guys girls at that age.
So you guys can start from like whenever I was a little girl at this age, or whenever your love for sports came up. Maybe even talk about like how your pops got you into like maybe the youth leagues or pee wee leagues or whatever. That's the kind of stories I want to hear.
I say we started sports like around 3rd or 4th grade. We really didn't get into basketball until like 5th grade and stuff, but we'd always be involved around volleyball, and we played in like those little leagues in South Sioux and like North Sioux and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we kind of got into, our dad got us into softball, and like we just did like played at Floyd's and got into like mini teams and those. I think we just kind of went along with everything, and then once middle school started, like we kind of started preparing too for high school, and I think it was 8th grade we went undefeated for basketball, and then volleyball. For me, I focused on basketball more than volleyball in middle school, and then once high school came, I think I like kind of focused on volleyball more. Yeah, I started on volleyball more, and she did basketball.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
that's
You can join in whenever you want to.
Yeah.
Keep it.
Just
But-
keep going.
I think once freshman year started, I think I wanted to like start my mark and stuff and build my way up. Freshman year, like I didn't listen to my dad. Like I didn't think like all the things that he was that I needed to know until way afterwards. And I think volleyball and basketball were just to do sports. And
Yeah.
after that, after sophomore season, I think once we made history in volleyball, sophomore volleyball, I like took volleyball more serious and stuff because I know like what our team was capable of doing.
Yeah.
And then between those 2 seasons, that's when we lost our dad, and that kind of like brought us down, and like we wanted to quit and stuff.
Yeah.
But like we've talked to each other, we have like a lot of talks that we normally don't say anything to anybody, and we just told each other like dad wouldn't want us to quit and
Yeah.
wouldn't want us to like back down from things that he always wanted us to push through.
Yeah.
And we've pushed through sophomore year, and we made it to the second round of sub-districts, and we lost to West Point, I think. And then I think after that we wanted to chase a goal, and which was to make it a state. And so we put in the work with like many teams around us,
Yeah.
and just wanted to play basketball, and that's how like we got better and stuff. And the off season is more important than going into regular season because there's so many things you can do during off season.
Yeah.
Which is like going
Yeah.
weightlifting, conditioning, stuff like that. I think. Yeah.
That's one thing that we always say to all our athletes, student athletes, the young athletes that come on, is we tell them off-season stuff, lifting weights. Me and this guy talked, we used to be old athletes when we used to young, and we used to say, we always say, what would one thing we'd change if we were young? Because we used to lift weights when we were young, and then like freshmen in 8th grade or sophomore and freshman, we only did it for about a year, and then we quit. But that's one thing we said too, is like, if we were to go back and do it again, lift weights, that's the bottom line. We said it to everybody.
Yeah, you could almost guarantee if you asked any athlete, any former athlete from, say, what would you do different?
Mhm.
Oh, I'd have worked harder.
Oh, yeah.
I would have hit the weight room or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's good. Hey, so I'm gonna change it up and ask you a question then. So she talked a little bit about, or she talked a lot about the upbringing in the sports, right? And starting with the back in the day in like 3rd grade, right? So I want you to tell us the story about your guys' experience and life around the big circle, about the Heluska circle. How were you guys brought up there? Because that's where I see you guys all the time in the summertime.
So basically, we used to dance a lot when our dad was here, but we kind of took as our healing. But before we danced at like every powwow, and we used to go to like our doings, like gourd dance and hand games.
Yeah.
But after my dad passed, we stepped away.
We went into mourning
I was
for
gonna
like
say-
a couple months.
I was gonna say that
And
usually like families or people who go into mourning, however their respected tribes do, Winnebago do the same thing,
Yeah. Oh, you go.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we stepped away from the circle because of the loss of our dad, which we took very hard. And we basically thought about just giving up on everything because we didn't have our dad here. But we both talked to each other. We both talked about it, like if we should break our mourning or anything, and we both agreed, and we broke our mourning like 2 months after.
Yeah.
And
January.
because we knew that he wouldn't want us to step away from everything, and he would want us to continue what we already did and what
Yeah.
we already had going on for us. And
At the time, I was White Eagle Club senior miss, and I still had a title on me, so
Yeah.
I had to either way break it to
To finish out your
to finish out
term?
my title till
Yeah.
April, and then I think that's where we just kind of began everything.
Yeah. You girls. No, It sounds like I have an echo in here.
I know.
I don't know. Oh, it's the mic. You know, just watching you girls, you know, play volleyball, and then watching you girls, you know, hoop, and then even yesterday, I think it was yesterday, or that couple days ago at the track meet, I was even kind of saw you girls throwing a shot put out there somewhere too. And or is it one of you girls or both of you?
It's both of us.
Oh, okay.
Both the shot put.
So anyway, so I see girls all over the place, you know, and I always try to at least try to say hi or kind of like, you know, let you know that I see you girls, you know.
Yeah.
And so, but it's like I said, it's been an honor to follow you girls, to see you girls grow, you know, because like from, even though I've only been knowing you girls like your freshman year until now. I've seen girls grow up so much, you know, not just like around that circle and stuff like that, but as an athlete, like, you know, maybe things that you couldn't do when you were a freshman,
Yeah.
passes you couldn't make, or passes that were made to you that you couldn't really catch good, you know, you guys got all those things down. By the time you guys senior year, you girls are all mature, you getting you the ball down low, and it wasn't just a turn and shoot, it was actually doing a big
Post
man move,
move,
post man move, you know, post move to score, you know. Those rebounds, the rebounds that you girls get, you weren't just your senior year, you weren't just waiting for the ball to land, you know, you girls are actually
Boxing up.
bodying somebody up, you know. And then even when you girls get double teamed, this is probably my main one that I noticed, that when you girls get double teamed, you didn't force the shot all the time. Because when you guys were younger, freshman, sophomore years, you would turn thinking, oh, I'm gonna score, like, you know, you get double teamed, and then you still just try to shoot it. No, you girls saw the double team or the triple team, and you were looking for the open shooters. And that little Nicole Parker, man, she could shoot. So you guys,
She's the point guard.
yeah.
Yeah, see, that's what I was
And
waiting
that
for you to.
Macaulay girl too could shoot too.
I was waiting for you to finish, because when you're talking about passes that they used to miss back then, they had to be ready for them, because this girl could pass, that other girl
Yeah.
Parker girl.
We've been playing together for like,
Like you guys were little, and it, like
yeah, since we were little.
Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah, because she throw the ball to where they're either going, or where she fit to see where, if you get to this spot, then you know, so she'd be no look bounce pass through the lane, and next thing you know, it's right in one of you guys' hands.
Yeah.
Turn around, put it up. I'm like, man. So that little girl, she made that you guys' team really go. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys were like the main part, but she was kind of like the engine, the point guard, and
Yeah.
yeah.
She was our good role model during practices, because she pushed me to like go harder and stuff, because she was always first and I was always second, and we just pushed each other and stuff, because she went through her biggest heartbreak too, and so all of us were going through a lot,
Yeah.
and we just kind of pushed through, the four of us and stuff, and we stayed together and stuff, and we knew what we had to do our senior year, because we didn't want it to end. But
Yeah, that's good. Hey, you know, and then that's exactly what we wanted to hear, the kind of story we wanted to hear. You know, we gotta get Duke in here.
Oh yeah.
But what was my last thing I want to say? Oh, so then I'm also gonna, since you girls are here, I'm also gonna share a little bit of news, not just about your sports, about the powwows, but also the news that you girls just shared this past week about your academics.
Oh.
I want to give these girls right here a shout out before we're done with this interview. One of them is going to be the valedictorian
Nice.
of their graduating class,
Is this one over here? All right.
and the other one is going to be the salutatorian
That's
of the
crazy.
class.
Yeah.
So hey,
Wow.
I got to give it.
Congratulations.
So that right
It
there,
was close.
yeah, it
Yeah,
was really
because mine was
close.
like a 3.564, and she was like a 3.5 something.
Wow.
So our counselor was just going off with the numbers.
You guys almost had to flip a coin for it.
Yeah. Well, if there was anybody that was going to beat you, it might as well be your twin sister.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, you girls, we could really, because I would love to sit down and just finish off a longer conversation, talk a little bit more about stuff, but we got to schedule, we got to keep on it. But I want to thank you girls for coming up here, giving us some time, and sharing your story with me and BLUV, and then all the listeners out there on the show, you know, because we try to hit as many people as we can, and we're hoping Indian Country can join in and watch our show, you know. And so if they do, anybody in Indian Country that watches our show, they're gonna they're gonna see this and they're gonna know you girls.
Yeah.
So maybe you'll see somebody out there in a Apollo Trail or something like that, or at college.
Tournament.
Oh, what are you guys gonna do next year? What's the plan?
I'm still undecided. I'm in contact with the high school volleyball coach,
Okay,
so I might go down there and play,
okay.
Cool.
but I don't know yet. I'm still deciding.
I'm going to Peru for criminal justice,
Uh huh.
Wow.
and possibly playing basketball there.
Yeah. Okay.
We're still deciding because I might be dual sport. I don't know yet.
Okay.
Cool.
Hey, but so if you do go to high school and you are going to Peru, you heard it here first on the show. Hey, thanks, girls, for stopping in. Okay, we got to get this interview with Duke too. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to 100.9 FM. This is KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. You're listening to a crazy episode of the show. BLUV, hey, what about that interview?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
it's kind of crazy because you get the vibe of how we grew up. You know, being close, not twin close, but how many times people call us twins? You know.
I know, B.
So
Hey, Dookie. Our last guest is out in the hallway. I think he's wandering around looking for some food or something.
you probably
No,
had it out.
but-
I wouldn't even tell the girls to put their name on the wall of shame. Oh, they did already. Oh, they did already.
B-Love, go,
I'll go
go
get
there.
it. I'll go get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, B-Love's going to go out and grab our last guest. He's out there. So this past weekend, out there in Spokane, Washington, they had a huge basketball tournament that's just becoming probably the biggest tournament in North America. 84 teams, all from different nations. And out of the 84 teams, the Comanche Nation took first place. And man, B-Love, that has to be a huge tournament. We're going to find out, too, of how many venues there were, this, and that, whatever, you know. But just imagine that size of a tournament right there.
Crazy.
And I'm sure there was a women's tournament going on at the same time at the same place.
I think back when I played, the biggest one was March Madness out in
Baraboo?
Yep, out there. I think that was like the biggest one.
Yeah.
Pretty
Well, hey,
crazy.
man.
84 teams. Wow.
Without further ado, we got Duke here with us today. Duke, you got to help me with your last name because I think I just killed it the last night when I was talking.
So Tahawa.
Say it again.
Tahawa.
I had it right.
Yeah.
But for me, it sounded like I wasn't saying it right. But hey, I want to say congratulations to you, bro. Congratulations, man, for not for just winning the basketball tournament, and then not just for winning the MVP, but also for representing your nation the way you did, man. You know, that's unreal. You know, it's unreal. That I guess what I'm saying is unreal that the person that took home all the hardware works right here in Winnebago. You know?
Yeah.
So when it says it hits close to home, it really does. And once I heard that you guys won the championship out there and you took home MVP, I had to try to get a hold of you to try to get you on a show so you can kind of tell us about that tournament out there. And so I guess without further ado, that's what we're trying to do, is try and get you to kind of tell us a story about your weekend, man. Your weekend went great, but can you kind of just give us a little story about how your weekend went?
Shoot, it started with a 18-hour drive up there.
Oh,
I
18
mean,
hours.
Yeah, I could have flew, but I went up there with my family, so
Yeah.
I don't get to see them all the time, so I wanted to spend time with them.
Oh,
so
that's cool.
road trip it with the family. Drove there 18 hours. You get there Thursday, and then they have the opening ceremony. And
Yeah.
what they do is they introduce everybody's tribe, and then you walk out there with your team, and you carry your flag with everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And they have like a grand entry and everything too. So
Okay.
and today or this year it was pretty special because they had it at a pavilion that was right on the Spokane River right there
Oh,
in
man.
downtown. So
Oh, and downtown?
yeah, and with that too, they even had the mayor there.
Oh,
of Spokane.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
she
Nice.
showed up and was wishing everybody good luck, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
So 84 teams, huh? 84 teams. And so we can't even get into what all teams were there, but we can get into what all teams did the Comanche Nation have to play during their run.
So we went 7-0 on the weekend.
Nice.
First game, right off, I swear, every year we always get the toughest teams. We had to play the Navajos, and they're tough. Beat them by 6 points, I think.
Wow.
Second game we played CDA, that would be Coeur d'Alene Indians.
Yeah.
Yeah, then ended up beating them. And third game we ended up playing Colville, and then beat them. And fourth was MHA. Fifth game was, I think that was the Elite Eight right there.
Mhm.
And that would have been, who was that? Yakima. It was Yakima. They're a team from up there.
Trying to say
But
home team?
Yeah.
Pretty
well,
close. Pretty close.
But with that though, once you get to the Elite Eight, it's pretty much like just undefeated. But the way they do it this year, every year they draw on a wheel, just randomly. But top 4 teams that finish, they get into different quadrants in each section of the bracket, so it's pretty even out. So you don't get the top 4 teams playing each other right away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
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 That's smart. That's
Yep.
smart.
So we finally met up with Yakima, then we beat them. Then pretty much it was us and Turtle Mountain. It was undefeated, and we ended up beating Turtle Mountain, and we were sitting in the driver's seat, and we had to wait for a losers bracket. And yeah, the losers bracket's tough too, because
Yeah.
once you lose, like, geez, you had to play like 4 games back to back to back
Yeah.
to back.
Yeah.
And Yakima, by the time they played us again in the championship, they had 2 guys that were out. One guy was in a sling, and yeah, it was just.
Wow. Did you run into the Eagle Stat boys up there?
Oh, no, they was on the other side of the bracket, but I did get to catch up with Trayson.
Trayson.
His
Oh,
dad, yeah. He came over when we was about to play, and
Yeah.
I
So
was like, "Oh, what's up, man?"
yeah, BLUV brought that up because Trayson Eaglestaff, he plays at West Virginia, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's at a D1 school. They just had a solid season and everything like that. And so, that's the kind of talent that was in this tournament is D1 talent.
Yeah.
I played when I was young. A young man. I played against his dad.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
really?
I played on a team with him, and then they played against him a couple of times. So
Yeah.
he's Lance, I think his name was. Yeah, he was pretty good too back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, he's just like any other dude, you know what I'm saying? He was standing there, so what's up, bro? And then he's like, what's up? And I asked him for a picture. And I was like, how are you in this tournament? Like, how are you able to play in this? And then he was like, oh, I'm out of season. And he's like, he went and tried out for a couple NBA teams. He said the Wizards and stuff like that.
Oh, man.
And he said he's gonna see what the G League has in store for him, but other than that, he's probably
Is he
go
a
overseas
senior?
somewhere.
Was he a senior then?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
his 4-year. Oh, but he also said he might get another 5th year. So
Oh.
yeah, so we might see him back in the tournament.
That'd be pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, because when you're off season, because I think Dave did that too after when he was playing that. What was he at? I think it was at Memphis, or might have been when he came back. Then he played jumped on with Butch and Iron Boy, and he played in a tournament
Yeah,
somewhere.
couple.
So yeah, so I had to get after Butch. It's like, hey man, leave that guy out. I said, we got plans for him. But yeah, that's when he was fresh out. So
Yeah.
Well, dude, tell us about the championship game. Are you playing against Yakima in championship game, or is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That game, it was okay. I mean, both teams are pretty tired by the
Yeah.
end of that tournament, so it was kind of hard to watch. I admit that.
when you
Yeah.
guys beat the crap out of him that championship game.
But I think the best game would be against Turtle Mountain because they have Lucas Martinez on there, and he plays professional down in Mexico.
Okay.
And he was actually MVP of that league down there. So
Oh, nice.
he's quite the
nice.
player. Yeah, he's pro. So
Do you guys guard each other?
yeah, I had
Yeah.
to guard him. He
Oh,
was
man.
guarding me. Yeah, it was pretty tough, and it's crazy because like, I lift weights and stuff. You know, I'm in the gym, but like his type of strength is like basketball strength. So like all his movements are just basketball specific movements
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff. And so that just shows you like the caliber, the level of players that go to this tournament.
Yeah, and the level of dedication you got to have on your body to kind of to make it like that. Especially to be an MVP of a league and stuff like that. Well, I'm glad you got to get that competition because every competitor wants to play against the best. You know, every competitor wants to play against the best, and so you go out there, 84 teams, man. It gets down to 2 teams that can handle all that, the whole bracket. You know, it gets down to 2 teams, and yeah, the better team won. And bro, I'm really proud that you work here with our kids because whatever you're doing physically at the gym, you know, I know you work at the gym, and I know you see a lot of the young men come through. You know, just all I could ask is just continue on sharing everything that you're learning about this, you know, about what you're learning about basketball, and just kind of pass on some of that knowledge, even if it's just if they're not lifting right or something like that, you know.
Yep.
Just continue on helping the youngsters out, because having somebody like you in our community, and especially in the capacity that you are down there at the wellness center, you're kind of a shoo-in for a role model already, even though it probably doesn't really say that in your job description. But that right there is it's a role in this community that not too many people have. And so I would just, as an older guy, as an unk like me and Buff was talking about, I would just continue, or encourage you to continue on, just being the same guy you are. You know, the same hard worker, the hard dedication, the family man, all those things, so these youngsters can see you being like that. You know, because a lot of times they want to be like the older guys, the good ball players. They want to be just like them. So if you're out there monkeying around, they're gonna want to monkey around too. You know, so just continue on being a good role model for these kids, man. And that's good. You know.
Yep.
So I see you got a cool MVP jacket. I don't know. I think Beth might have a picture of that MVP jacket on here somewhere. But the MVP was that the?
Yeah. So there was 2 of them. One was just the regular tournament MVP jacket. Then the other one was from Cooper.
Yep.
Cooper Kirky. Yep. That one was sponsored by his family.
Okay.
So it's the same trophy, or same award, but it's just, different award, but it was for you won them both?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And then they actually gave me a T-shirt and a headband too, which was pretty cool.
Wait,
Nice.
wait, hold on. You got 4 jackets, bro?
Yeah, I got 4 One was
Is
for
one a
the
double X?
sportsmanship.
Is one a double X?
Yeah, that was the champion one.
Oh,
my dad already took that one.
Pops! I got $100. No, hey, man, congratulations on just seeing those awards up there, man. That would be an awesome feeling walking away from that tournament, you know. And so all that has to do with is hard work, dedication, and knowledge of basketball, and
Just being good.
Yeah.
Bottom line, being
Just
good.
hooper.
Yep.
Yeah, and then that's our traveling trophy right there. So
What is that right there? Is that
it's
that?
the eagle with the
Oh,
necklace
okay.
on there.
Oh,
And,
okay.
so the winner of that tournament takes that one home, and they bring it back every year, and it's up for grabs every year.
Oh,
cool.
nice. And then I saw one last one. I saw the championship trophy that you guys got was a Buffalo Skull.
Yep, Buffalo Skull.
And I thought that was a pretty amazing award to get right there.
Yep.
The Buffalo Skull. Right
And
there.
they hand painted that too.
That's pretty cool.
Jeez, that looks
Yeah.
pretty cool, huh,
They
B-Love?
got that stuff now, like they did back then.
And they just had T-shirts back in, huh, B-Love?
That's so many jackets. I had to just start giving them away.
Yeah.
Hey, and then so Duke, just like we do every episode and every person up here, we always. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, and then I want to give a shout out to
Oh,
my
yeah.
teammates too, because I got a hell of a teammates. On my
I was
team.
just gonna say that. This last thing we do is do shout outs.
Craig Foster, Tevin Foster, they're the Foster Bros. Everybody knows them throughout Indian country. Tevin Foster, he played overseas. Craig Foster, he's the head coach down there. Then we got Ronnie Battle. He's the big bro, and geez, I've been looking up to him for years. And he actually played professional ball too, so all my teammates are pretty good. Most of them, DK, he goes to Haskell, Derek Factor, Haskell, Aaron, we went to Haskell, and GP, I don't know if you guys know Gary Parker.
Gary Parker?
Yeah.
Just kind of JP. He's old school.
Man, you played lefty.
Tough.
And then my brother right next to me, and, he's always there supporting me. So I want to give a shout out to him too.
That's
So
good.
GP
Yeah.
snuck in and got himself a jacket. Huh?
Yeah.
He did too. Hey man, I just want to say thanks for stopping in. You know, sharing some time with us here on the show. You know, we try to get. I was telling our producer DJ Bessie, I was telling her earlier. I said sports changes every week. There's a new athlete that you should spotlight every week. You know, and we do a bi-weekly show. So, you know, I heard about the Walker Twins' academic awards they got just that's coming up, and Coach Nick has all the stuff about our Winnebago sports here and stuff like that. So I had those guys coming on, and I definitely wanted to get you on. I'm glad you come on. Kind of gave us a little story, you know, and then even like with the shout outs, I know you gave a shout out to your team and stuff like that, but I'm gonna give you an opportunity for if you have anything else that you want to add on to this short interview, maybe a different shout out, anybody else or something like that. I'm gonna give you an opportunity right now. I'll give you the microphone.
Shoot, probably just Cooper Kirker's family, you know, for selecting me for MVP. You know,
Yeah.
that was really special to me because, you know, I played Coop ever since I was a young guy, just
Yeah.
fresh out of high school, seeing him all around the turning trail. And I used to give them hell all the time, like, man, you guys are old, you guys should retire, man. Because they would always be whooping up on us.
Yeah.
Every tournament, it was always them winning it. And I was like, dang. But
We play with Plainsman.
yeah, he would play with Plainsmen all the time. And yeah, and Jess Hart just texted me last night, and he was like, yeah, he's like, that award went to the right guy because Coop, you know, he always talked about you. And he said that I was going to be a problem by the time, you know, I get to their age
Yeah.
on the tourney trail. And here we are.
And he was 100% right.
John Jess Hart just got an MVP too, didn't he? On like 55 and over tournament somewhere.
40 and older.
Yeah, Jess Hart. I just seen him and Casey Means on
Yeah.
the same team.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then also in the picture I sent to you guys, Coop actually commented on it, and I didn't see it till
Oh,
before
wow.
this year.
That one right there?
Yep. This picture right here, I had Duke with the crown. That was when I first won the MVP in 2023.
Not same tournament out there.
Battle of the Nations. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Nice.
That's a good one. Keep that one.
Yeah. So that's really meant a lot to me right there.
That's cool.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Duke, for stopping in, man. Appreciate you. And I'll see you around the way, man. I'll send my boys down to the gym, get that shooting machine out again.
Yeah.
So you can show them boys a little bit of something. I did share with my boys and all the boys that hang out at my house all the time. I shared with them what was going on Facebook and stuff, so they all know what's up. So when they see you down there again, they're probably gonna ask you all about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for being a mentor for my boys too.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the show today. You are listening to 100.9 FM. This is KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. This is the show. BLUV, are you out?
We're out, boys.
All right, we're out. Mom, let's go eat.
Let's go.